चन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधू जीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनम् सर्वात्मस्नपनं परमविजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम् नामकारी बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमितरं स्मरणेन काला एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशम् इहाजनिनानुरागः त्रिनादपि सुनिचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीयः सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद्भक्ति अहेतुकी त्वयि अयि नन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कज स्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तया नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदरुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्द विरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनष्टुमाम् अदर्शनान् मर्माहता करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण थैंक यू माता जी
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Anybody else, Matajis or Prabhujis, want to do a kirtan?
Mataji, may I?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्या देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji has joined, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji. We welcome you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Sorry, Mataji.
Namaste.
Mataji. Actually, I'm in my hometown. So I mean, at my home, I have some sort of a small office where I can give class easily. But here, I'm with my mom, who, as you know, that she's down with 4-stage cancer, and the cancer has reached her brain. So the whole day I was in the hospital yesterday. Tomorrow also I'll be. But suddenly I remembered that I have to give class. So please excuse me for that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. We all would like to chant once, Prabhuji, for your mother,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Please, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare-
I request you all, Matajis and Prabhujis, let us all.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
over to you, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, you want me to share the screen?
Yes, Mataji, you can. I will
Yes,
just.
Prabhuji. Yes, Mataji. Shilpa Mataji, my daughter will be sharing, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I just
yes,
want
Hare
that she should get some savers.
Yes, please. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
I need your blessings also. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Yes, Prabhuji. The sloka will be shared now. She will
Yes,
share.
Mataji. Jaya. So now I'm using some wireless systems. So is still the Kartal audible or not?
No, Prabhuji.
This Zoom is more transcendental than all of us. So it's not allowing the transcendental sound. Anyway, no problem. But for my rhythm, I play this Kartal. I know you all cannot hear. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodan Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Ras Bihari, Radha Ras Bihari, Radha Jaya Radha Govind Radha Govind Radhe Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe 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 Govind 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 Radhe 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 Govind Radhe 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 Govind Radhe गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो राधा हरि गोविंद बोलो राधा रमन हरि गोविंद बोलो जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव सुभद्रमाई जय सुदर्शना जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी नयन पथगामी बाबा तुम्हें जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी नयन पथगामी बाबा तुम्हें जय नृसिंहदे 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 जय नृसिंहदे जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा शिला प्रभुपाद की जय हरे कृष्णा so I've been given shlokas from chapter 22 where please correct me. I've been given shloka 3.22.9 to 13. If there is any discrepancy, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll continue. So the chapter is the marriage of Kardama Muni and Devahuti, and I'll be singing the first shloka which has been allocated for me. Priyavrato uttana pado swaseyam duhita mama anvichhati patim yuktam vayah shila gunadibhi. Word meanings: Priyavrata Uttanapada, of Priyavata and Uttanapada, Swasa, sister, Iyam, this, Duhita means daughter, Mama means my. Anvichhati is seeking, Patim means husband, Yuktam means suited, Vaya Shila Gunadibhi, by age, character, good qualities, etc. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation: My daughter is the sister of Priyavrata and Uttanapada. She is seeking a suitable husband in terms of age, character, and good qualities. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. The grown-up daughter of Swayambhuva Manu. Swayambhuva, as you know, means one who has been created. I mean, he has just been prakat ho gaya, means you just you can't literally make out the source of their birth. So they just Swayambhuva means they just manifest. But as we all know, for all of us in this material world, everything which is before us it appears to be like Swayambhuva for us. Even sun. None of us has seen sun coming in front of us. We are born and we are introduced by our parents that this is sun, this is moon, this is earth. So factually, Swayambhuva is when that appearance happens before you, it appears to be. But what about if that appearance happens in front of you, but you don't know the source of its creation? That is why the importance of this word Swayambhuva. But we all know that eventually anything and every magic, what it appears to be, what is seen in material world or spiritual world, there is one simple energetic magician which is responsible, which is Krishna Astu Bhagavan Swayam. So although here we are discussing about the daughter of the Swayambhuva Manu, but we know where he is coming from, who is manifesting these, even who is creating Manu that way. So the grown-up daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, Devahuti, had good character and well qualified. And that way every parent wants their daughter to be good qualified and a good character. But anything good in this world comes with a price, at least for devotees like us. We all know it is always very easy to imbibe good qualities, but it is very, very difficult to imbibe good qualities, but it is very, very easy to imbibe bad qualities. Bad qualities are always very close to, and all the activities what define the bad character are very close to sense gratification. Why? Is because sense gratification, when body needs are not justified and it crosses the boundary of intelligence, then that activities and those activities are considered to be not required because they act as a disturbance to the body and the purpose of why this body has been created. And that is why senses which Krishna has given to us in this body are meant to be satisfied. But first, that satisfaction to the senses or the senses should be engaged to satisfy Krishna. But we end up using these senses to satisfy our own bodily, mental, and physical needs, and sometimes our so-called spiritual needs. Those spiritual needs may or may not be justified. Like, for example, I came to my native. I was buying a curd, and one gentleman next to me was standing on a pan shop, and that pan shop wala was giving curd also. I mean, there was another small shop. He had both the shops. So he was selling curd, and I went to buy curd. And when I was buying curd, I heard this gentleman telling, "Today is my vrata. So give me a very pure pan." And then I looked towards my left and I saw that person putting all sorts of tobacco also in it and giving him very shuddha pan. And he said, "Sir, today you are eating shuddha pan. I have created very nicely for you." Now imagine these are the spiritual needs what we have created, but we don't know when we cross the boundaries. And that is why character comes with price, because you have to go beyond your bodily needs. And that is why a good character and good qualification needs hard work. Therefore, the daughter of Swayambhuva Muni was a very good character, and so Swayambhuva Manu and Devahuti naturally were searching for a suitable husband to match, just befitting her age, qualities, and character. The purpose of Manu's introducing his daughter as the sister of Priyavrata and Uttanapada, the two great kings, was to convince the sage, and the sage was, we all know, is Kardama. And Manu is introducing his daughter as the sister of Priyavrata and Uttanapada, and both of them very exalted kings in the succession of the kings in the earth planet, which is Bharatvarsha. So naturally, a father will try to convince the son-in-law or the would-be son-in-law or the person whom they are looking to be their son-in-law, the sage, that the girl came from a great family, which is in scriptures shows that this concept, sometimes I will tell you, I was a boy when I got married, means I am a male. And I also wondered that why, when I was getting married, I noticed my father-in-law was a little more polite. It was very, generally I've stayed alone in my life once I left my parents. Now been, almost 25, 27, 30 years away from parents. I have always been on the, it's not only with me, everybody. We all suffer life in a hard way. I've never seen somebody, I mean, there have been days with me when I was sick, and 3 days I was lying on the bed. There was nobody during my engineering days, even during the job days when I was not married and alone. There was nobody to give me even a drop of water and medicines. And I was staying in a small PG. And it used to happen that 3 days I couldn't get up. I was just eating, and even before Krishna, I used to eat just bread mixed with water. I used to, because bread, cannot be eaten. It has to be butter. Butter is not there because no fridge with me. So, and just after the college, so I used to put water onto the bread and make a sort of a ball so that I can eat it. And that life also I have seen. And when in that stage I'm going to a hospital, the nurse is not speaking properly to me and she's telling, come in the line. And I say, I remember I touched the compounder and the person who was next to the sister. I said, I'm down with high fever, please bring. And he said, yahan sab bukhar se hi aate hain. Everybody comes with fever. What great you are telling me. Please be in the line, otherwise people will fight. I said, okay, fine. I still remember it was a newborn. But somehow doctor knew me, so he saw me very down and he said, come. And they used to always help these students, and then got into the job, not married. So the doctor was little acknowledgeable to me. So somehow some fool came to me when in between he called me and said, let this poor boy come. So suddenly when I saw I'm getting married, and during marriage time, I saw everybody looking at me, everybody praising me. I felt very unpraiseworthy because I saw the life very different. And everybody today praising me, you are the best boy, you are this. That same relatives who used to crib about me were saying, bahut acha kar rahe ho, bahut acha kar rahe ho. Like that. And even then when I met my father-in-law, now he's passed away, and hope if my wife does a good bhakti, he will also get delivered because 7 generations this and up and then. So it's a practical experience that he was very kind to me. He was telling me good qualities about his daughter, who's now my wife. A couple of more than a decade now, 14, 15 years. But I was really surprised why, and exactly same thing I'm going there. I was surprised. In fact, I was trying to sell myself. Sir, I don't eat onion and garlic. Is it okay? Sir, I don't drink tea. Is it okay? And they said, I'm just narrating the incidences. So imagine, still they accepted me with whatever I was, because a couple of girls, they just rejected and they said, who is this guy who doesn't he drink tea in this world? And some of my relatives put ghee in the aag, the ghee in the fire. And they said, if you get married to this guy, he's a brainwashed guy and your daughter is gone. That experience also is there. So today when I'm reading this, all these experiences of my life are coming out. That here, Manu, the Swayambhuva Manu, is convincing that, my daughter is a sister to Priyamvrata and Uttanpada, the two great kings. And Devhuti had a good character and good qualification, which was not to be explained. But still, and those were the times, unlike the Kali Yuga of today. It's a horrible time today. But still, nowadays, I think the trend has that the daughters and some of the daughters and some of the parents, we as Krishna conscious, we are careful and we want to imbibe those qualities in our son and daughter, not necessarily just daughter, but son also. So this is what exactly is being mentioned here. She was his daughter and at the same time the sister of Kshatriyas, and she did not come from a lower class family. Manu therefore offered her to Kardama, as just suitable for his purpose. Now this is another very, very, imagine what line they have written. Manu is trying to always is almost convincing. Just see the kind of greatness of these people. When a father starts getting older, the child gets, grow. Father knows his time is slowly going away and his child's time or his daughter's time is coming up. Exactly something similar feeling is coming. He's trying, just see the detailed thought process what Manu has. He's trying to convince as a would-be father-in-law, his daughter would be suitable for Kardama's purpose of his life. Just imagine we generally try to how to define the purpose in today's life, and I'm not anybody separate from there, is we see if a boy is earning well, we see the boy is from a wealthy family, if not so wealthy, but at least not lesser than us, which is not wrong, which is okay. I'm not here to justifying what is wrong and right in this world. But naturally, we would like to have some daughter or son married to the same level, at least little higher than what we are. It's like a father always wants his son to be more educated than he himself is. He feels pleasure. So he would like to give his daughter in a better position than what he could bring up his daughter, which is very natural here. And so Manu is trying to align the purpose of his daughters being given to Manu giving his daughter to Kardama, and he's trying to make him realize the purpose of his life. And he says, whatever, my dear would-be son-in-law, or my dear friend, or my dear boy, whatever the purpose of your life, my daughter would add value to that purpose. So it is clear that although the daughter was mature in age and quality, she did not go out and find her husband independently. And as we know, in the case of Sita Devi and her sisters, all of them, there was a pratha in those times that, the daughter, even I narrate this point in June, I think I'm giving full Ramayana session of 8 to 9 hours, which I did last 3 months, 6 months back. And I've been invited by another group, Bhakti Yoga group. They're asking me to do 8 hours to 9 hours, continuous Ramayana. I will cover from where the Ramayana seed was sown, and I will cover all the kandas in detail. So I always narrate this incident that look to the Raj Rishi Janaka, such an honorable king. He had all the power to tell his daughter, I cannot give you a suitable husband more than Rama. So please go and get married. But he, despite Rama breaking the bow of Lord Shiva, he still asked. And despite that, the Swayamvar, Sita Devi was shown all the kings, and whoever breaks the promise that if anybody does this condition, whoever fulfills the condition, not break, fulfills the condition and breaks that bow, then if Sita wants, she will take him as her partner of life. But after, even despite Lord Ram breaking this, Janaka very clearly, Valmiki Ramayana speaks about this point, and in the shloka it is mentioned that he asked to know her wish as well. Not a king. King has all the right to command for the welfare of his. He can say, you get married to him. That's it. No more further questions. So, like that, he also, here also, same thing is happening. But here, Devahuti, did not go out and find her husband independently. She expressed her desire for a suitable husband corresponding to her character, age, and quality. And the father himself, out of affection for his daughter, took charge of finding such a husband. So all those our devotee friends and all the people in this age also, today they go and they put their profile of their daughters and son in some marriage bureau, and they go personally to meet in marriage bureaus, or they go and installs into some website, they install or they configure the profiles of their daughters in a best way. So see, this naturalness of life is happening even then and even today. There's no difference. That's the beauty of life. And that's a Vaishnava culture. Although in the Western country, whenever I've been to Western countries, I've always asked these questions. In fact, one of my friend who is an American, who I mean, I knew him so a couple of years back now. I'm not in touch with him. So he was very surprised when he heard that I got a match being after discussing and meeting 45 minutes with my wife. And he's saying, in India, this can happen. He was surprised. Yeah, you don't know her completely, and within just 45 minutes, you decided that she's going to be your better half for your full life, or your half of your life, you're giving to somebody whom you don't, more than a half of your life. So I said, India, there is a culture, and you are not just alone taking that decision. That decision is coming from the family. So if any marriageable daughter is hearing this, and all my very close devotee friends' daughters, some of them, I don't want to name them. I'm very honored to have those as my friends, and their daughters are also like my daughters. At least in 2 cases, I know I have told those, and they're also my daughters because they're my friends' daughters. And I told them, I'm like your father. I would say, wait for, and they are almost getting into marriageable state. And I always tell them, wait patiently, and your parents and you yourself, you try to evaluate, and then don't take a hasty decision in life. Sometimes we all, among devotees I have seen, they take hasty decisions based on initial attraction, and then later on, they don't end up living a complete life with them, and they disembark their journey to it. And that happens everywhere, but that's okay. Sometimes most of the things happening in this world, you just cannot have control, or you just cannot have everything under your control in this life. Sometimes, but sometimes things happen beyond your control. But I would say this paragraph, which we are just reading, it is just reassuring us that if the parents are bringing their daughter in a cultured way, the daughter herself will seek her independence, and she will express her desire because you have given her so much of knowledge. And that doesn't even apply only for the daughters. My son is now 13 to 14-year-old. In fact, this is a lesson for me that I must make my son also suitably prepared, if he is not taking a brahmachari life, to become of a suitable character, age, and quality. It's just not daughters. It's for both. So this just suggests us how careful our society, our Krishna conscious society was there earlier. We have to just continue that same lineage. There is no difference. There is no difference. And that's how we are supposed to, the lessons. One second, I'm getting a urgent call. 1 second, devotees, please give me. It's coming from hospital. 1 second. Sorry, I think I lost that call, but it's okay. My times around my life are, becoming difficult. So anyway, so this was just an explanation on the purport. Now we'll begin the katha. Katha is almost there, but I just took a liberty to, because these points are so important for all of us. Am I wrong somewhere, please? Am I wrong somewhere? Please correct me. Yes.
Prabhuji, you can take that call. We know that it's quite urgent.
No, Bharshi Prabhu. That call disconnected, and that was coming from the board of the hospital. Tomorrow, my mother has a MRI for the brain, so I thought they are calling, but even if I call them, they will not be able to pick up. So I think they may call me later on. I just request all of you to please pray for my mother, because I don't know. Some people say radiation to the brain. We have to decide whether the brain radiations have to be needed or not. But if we do, then it's also troublesome, because then a lot of side effects are there. So I'm undergoing a lot of testing in the material world. And, but just pray for me, Ashish Prabhu, and all your wonderful devotees, that hopefully tomorrow's MRI, even if we do radiation, we don't do radiation, we just don't know what to do. And I'm not a doctor. I'm just trying to read and understand things. Just trying to do whatever, sometimes I feel I'm undergoing huge tribulation, which so many people are going. But I feel even 500 years back, 200 years back, somebody may be going through like this. Even they are not there today. So then I get solace that even after 100 years, I'll also not be there. That means today I feel my life is going very slow because difficult times go very slow. But I feel when I'll not be there in this world, मैं जी लूंगा शायद. I'll be able to live my entire life even after so many troubles, because 100 years back also devotees are not there who have undergone the same miseries like what I am doing. So that gives me a solace कि मेरी जिंदगी भी कट जाएगी. I will also be, you know, हो जाएगा. I will also live my life somehow. Whether I get in Goluka or after this birth, I don't know. I don't know. It seems to be very difficult sometimes. Sometimes, like pendulum, I feel I'll get delivered. Sometimes I feel I'll never get delivered. So I don't know if some devotee feels he is getting delivered. That is also not a devotion, pure devotion. So I'm just living day by day. So you please pray that all of us should pray for all of us, that if nobody has seen these troubled times, I don't want them to see. But I can say one thing very sure, that whenever you get troubled time in life, never forget them and relate to others that, I've seen when you get troubled times, or the people who have seen more troubles in their life, they are more softer to people. Those who happy-go-lucky people, they got education completed soon, they get good money from their parents, they got married to a good woman, they are doing very good in KC, they are presidents and prime ministers of the temples of the world, and they are rich also, they have AC cars also, they have everything, they have got, they get kathas to do, they have lot of blessings from their Guru Maharaj also. But sometimes I feel they miss that, sometimes they are like, you don't do this, they become so strict. And then if you are so strict despite having all the comforts of life, then that means something is missing. That's what I've seen. Even sometimes I notice that I'm softer is because of these troubled times. I feel, oh, jo ho raha hai hone do. If somebody is given, like, I'll tell you and narrate an incident. Just with the beginning of the class, one Mataji said, I want my daughter to, please kindly give her the opportunity to, because she wants to serve the Lord. Actually, to be a Krishna conscious, you have to be very brave heart. You have to be very big at heart. If I cannot give service to a devotee, if I cannot give a service, say suppose Ashish Prabhu and you all don't give me class to give, or some devotee wants to preach, but you don't allow him to sit on Vyasasana despite he's initiated, second initiated. You don't allow him to sit on Vyasasana. You don't have the heart and confidence on him. You don't have the brave heart to say, oh, Krishna will make him speak. And if you can't give him a class, simple class to speak Krishna, what will you give Krishna to him? What you will give Krishna prem to? If you cannot allow him to be given a small service in the service of Krishna, how will you give him Krishna himself to him? You will become choosy. That's the mistake we all devotees do, Prabhujis and Matajis. When somebody asks you for a service, give him with 100 hands. Because you don't know your 2 hands are limited to give service to Krishna. And I value Ashish Prabhu giving classes to all of us. I value this because devotees have to have brave heart. Arey, mera group hai ye ICM, SBM. Ye mera group hai. Why shall I give anybody and Tom, Dick and Harry to come and give class? Even whoever he is. That's what we feel as a temple authorities. Why shall I give class to this gentleman? Why should I give this service to anybody? You don't know when you are going to die. If you cannot give a simple service to others, you give service because you don't have anybody in the temple, then you give service. But do you give service when you have a lot of devotees is the question for the authorities to check. So the troubled times make you softer. I am undergoing huge troubles, as what Ashish said, but it is making me more softer. I know life is temporary. Any day, anything can happen. How can I stop anybody from anything? I can inspire them to be good. That's all. I hope you're getting my point. So Ashish Prabhu, thank you for giving me a class, because not everybody have confidence on all of us. They will only give those services where they need people to come. not these services. But anyway, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tado Jayanti Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Om Agyantimnandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshun Militam Vena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yen Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Tadati Sapadati Vandeyam Shuguru Shri Uda Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganaragamatatam Tam Sachivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saganita Shri Vishakhamanavitam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deen Bandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishnu Bhanu Sudevi Pranamami Hari Vancha Kaltarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patita Nama Pavanityo Vaishnavu Pranam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachanam pangum namyati. Yatkapatam namande Shri Guru Dhammatare. So coming back to the shloka, it is a true experience of mine in 24 years and 23 years now in Krishna consciousness. You have to have a very large heart to develop ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. In fact, when you are visiting regularly temple, you develop a larger heart because you have to accept all kinds of devotees. And that is why I always urge people to please go and be in the association of devotees, because you will sometimes be treated well and sometimes, or most of the times, not treated well also. Some people experience this. So, but then you overall, devotion, connection with devotees is very essential despite whatever happens. And so that makes us large heart. And Prabhujis and Matajis, all of you tomorrow, you will have your own groups like how Ashish Prabhu is saying, or you will do independent, continue with this group with Ashish Prabhu to expand this. But you also preach, and for preaching, you need to have a larger heart. I know a couple of devotees, Ram Ratisha Govinda Prabhu. He is also having a very large heart. He is my God brother. I see him. I don't tell him, but that's what we notice. So please have a large heart. If you don't have a large heart, you cannot give opportunities for the others to serve Krishna. How will you give Krishna to them? You have to have a large heart. So here, Kandarpa Muni is being, something similar is happening. Swayambhuva Manu is showing a very large heart. And now I would request, since last 15 minutes are there, please raise your hand so that Mataji, Coordinator Mataji or Prabhuji can give others also a chance to speak. But I just want to conclude this here with this shloka is that see how Swayambhuva Manu, who has the strength to come and into existence on his own, although we all know Krishna is the reason for existence for everybody. He is the seed-giving father for everyone, even Brahma. So here Manu, as having a large heart, although he is in a greater position than Kardama Muni, but he's having a larger heart and taking a lower precedence and convincing Kardama to accept his daughter. So this is suitable. This is a very good. So sometimes if any of us have a daughter to get married and they have, so we feel, I will get my daughter only to some very, but if you are being polite to the family whom you are having, trying to give your daughter, don't worry. That politeness and that little bowing down is scriptural driven, because even Manu is going and convincing Kardama. So that act, it shows how brave heart he is, although he is in a higher position than Kardama himself. Okay, in that situation, he's elder to him. Naturally, the girl's father will be elder to him. And elder people don't have to, always, humbly, be very polite and convince. Conviction here shows he's trying to justify his daughter, although he didn't have to. But that's the pratha. That's how it looks nice. So if any of one of us has a daughter to get married and they do that, don't feel ashamed of it. That's what even Manu did. So you can also do it. It's our pratha to be more brave heart. All right. So I have finished the shloka 9 and we have 10, 11, 12, 13. So can we read quickly? It's all description. I
Hare
hope everybody's.
Prabhuji,
Yeah,
should we read the
yes.
purport also?
Mataji, yes. I mean, we have full 12 minutes. I think
Okay.
small purports are there. You give every devotee, please come forward. Please come forward. Give everyone the chance. So come forward and utilize this, not only in my class, in everybody's class. Read. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Prishabhanu Mataji, you can read the shloka. Chandana Mataji translation. And Sudha Mataji purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavad Pranam. Mataji, I can't show the profile.
Yes, Mataji. Share your file. Change. Next is
10. 3.22.10. That's the next one.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Yada tu bhavata shila shrutarupav gunan ashrunon narada desha tvayasit kruta nishchayaha.
Leave synonyms. Just read translation and purport.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavad Pranams. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The moment she heard from the sage Narada of your noble character, learning, beautiful appearance, youth, and other virtues, she fixed her mind upon you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji pranams. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The girl Devahuti did not personally see Kardama Muni, nor did she personally experience his character or qualities, since there was no social intercourse by which she could gain such understanding. But she heard about Kardama Muni from the authority of Narad Muni. Hearing from an authority is a better experience than gaining personal understanding. She heard from Narad Muni that Kardama Muni was just fit to be her husband. Therefore, she became fixed in her heart that she would marry him, and she expressed her desire to her father, who therefore brought her before him. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol. So before another devotee takes another shloka, I just want to conclude this point. Beautiful point. See, this exactly happens when this will not naturally happen. What will not naturally happen? That Kardama, she didn't see Kardama, who Devhuti, but she heard about him from her father, about his noble character, his behavior, his understanding, his intelligence, and she got attracted to those qualities. Naturally, Devhuti got attracted to him despite seeing him physically. I would say if you narrate it in today's life, it is practically not possible, I think. I would not say that we can do that because nobody can be Devhuti also nowadays. Because see, but at least we can tend towards Devhuti. We don't have to replicate or just simulate what Devhuti did because they were very powerful people. Kardama was a very well-known person that time. And so as Devhuti, she was, and Manu, who is Manu? Who is not an ordinary person. So to practically understand how we take this is that you can see, or your daughter can see that boy or girl, a girl can see the boy, a boy can see the girl, but at the same time talk to them and know them. And in that also, you need to give sanskar. You need to give that treatment to your, you give treatment to your, those sanskar or those qualities you have to give right from the beginning to your son and daughter. Then they can do that way, right? Otherwise, they go to the college, they go to the office, and the first girl they see, they feel nice and they get attracted and they feel that's it, my search is over. So it becomes pure physical attraction to select a partner, which we all know physical beauty and partnership will go soon away when it's more in the marriage, more hardships will come. It's not just physical beauty is required, a little attraction is required for either. But if we have given good sanskar, it's not the only criteria they will judge. And even if the boy or the girl, not everybody, as per the based on their karma under the three modes of material nature, they really get good qualities. They don't get good quality. It's that, and then they get good, beautiful features. Sometimes they may not, but and I see, most of the people, they understand. They just don't get captivated by the beauty to select their partners. I'm seeing, this happens. But this is how this is how we have to. It shows here also that she was brought with herself as a nice character, so she could understand these qualities. That she doesn't have to see him physically, but she got attracted. Devuti got attracted to Kardama Muni's qualities. All right, we'll move to the next shloka. In fact, same thing happens with devotion also. Let's go to the next shloka. I'll just sit maybe 10 seconds more.
Vidya Mataji, you can read the shloka. Padma Mataji, you can read the translation, and Ramakrishna Prabhu purport.
Yeah, but I want to make a very big point. See, none of us has seen Krishna. None of us has seen Krishna. But when we come to Krishna consciousness or to these SBM groups and ICF groups, we hear from others, from Bhagavatam, about the good qualities of God. And we get attracted to him. And then God is very powerful. He shows us his effects and his symptoms to us, and we become fixed. So let's read. I just want to make this point. So let's read 3.22.11.
त्वत्तत्प्रतीच्छ द्विजाग्रे मां श्रद्धयोपरतां मया सर्वात्मनानुरूपां ते ग्रहमेदिषु कर्मसु. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी, दंडवत प्रणाम.
Hare Krishna, translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Therefore, please accept her, O chief of Brahmanas, for I offer her with faith, and she is in every respect fit to be your wife and take charge of your household duties. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prams.
Hare Krishna. Could you please share the screen? I can read the Bhashya. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The words Gruha Medishu, okay, karmasu mean in household duties. Another word is also used here. Sarvatma Nama Rupam. Anupadamu, Sarvatma Nama Rupam. The purport is that a wife should not only be equal to her husband in age, character, and qualities, but must be helpful to him in his household duties. The household duty of a man is not to satisfy his sense gratification, but to remain with a wife and children and at the same time attain advancement in spiritual life. One who does not do so is not a householder but a gruhameti. Two words are used in Sanskrit literature. One is gruhastha and the other is gruhamedi. The difference between gruhamedi and gruhastha is that gruhastha is also an asrama or spiritual order. But if one simply satisfies his senses as a householder, then he is a gruhamedi. For a gruhamedi, to accept a wife means to satisfy the senses. But for a gruhastha, a qualified wife is an assistant in every respect for advancement in spiritual activities. It is the duty of the wife to take charge of household affairs and not to compete with the husband.
Compete.
Not to compete with the husband. A wife is meant to help, but she cannot help her husband unless he is completely equal to her in age, character, and quality. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So before we move on to 12, 3.22 to 12, I just want to make a small point here that I have seen seniors, my seniors, although I'm no one to comment them, but at least in this forum, I've seen senior devotees who are not only elder to me in age, maybe some of them were elder to me in devotion as well. They came to ISKCON before me, I mean, Krishna consciousness. And it's not number of years, it's how we sincerely are and how concept deep we develop towards Krishna, how much we understand philosophy and how much we practice in our personal lives and how much serious we are. That also defines. Sometimes some devotee, maybe little elder to me, comes, husband, wife, they come before us, but they are more mature. They give more time to Krishna. Naturally, their symptoms will be of higher level than us. We must accept that. So you have to have, as I said, you have to have a braver heart to even accept people who are better than us in all the fields. So I know a couple of my seniors, Mataji was working, but when the son and daughter's time to get in the education came, they took a break from their work and they dedicated, Matajis especially, and they took a break from their job life and they took care of their sons when they were in 10th and 12th. I'm telling you a practical experience. And then when they were, again, the same thing they did when they were, their sons and children were getting married. Of course, the father has to continue working because somebody has to. And the wife again took a break from her job so that they can look around for a good boy. And naturally, after 4-5 years of them, 2-3 years, the boy was the baby. They were having another baby in their home. They were becoming grandfathers. And by the time they were almost retiring. So I have seen such way of adjustment in our lives. That is a very healthy way. Because in Kali Yuga, you have to see time, place, circumstances. Jobs are becoming very rare. If you lose a job, middle-age crises are there. So you just cannot say that wife leaves everything to her husband if she's educated, if she has a desire to work. But husband should not force her. See, all these things I'm telling from my little intelligence. I may not be right. And I don't want to be right also. I just want to, whatever little brain Krishna has given me, I'm just utilizing it to bring it, this shloka, into the relevance for today. And Grihamedi and Grihastha, very small thing is that Grihamedi means if you are just occupied your entire energy into feeding the family and growing it and making sure your children become good in, material life, you don't develop their spiritual character, then you are Grihamedi. There's nothing more to it. If along with that effort, you try to bring the spiritual component also in your family, that's when you become a grihastha, which is defined as per the scriptures. But if you just remain, my son should study to US and my daughter should be married to the best of the boy, and that's it, I'm done. But you have not brought the spiritual character in them so that they can continue doing the same to their children. That means some parampara and all that family traditions, small, traditions, you are just being happy within them, then that's not spirituality. You have to rise above your family traditions. You follow them, but you rise above and do devotion. Following tradition and following devotion are two little different things. So traditions should take you to devotion. And devotion should also not be disturbed by tradition. So they should be hand in hand. So all those traditions of your family which support you in developing the spiritual component or spiritual intelligence, then that traditions are very nice. But those traditions which just take you away from the knowledge, it can be. I can narrate some of them, but I don't need to, because all the cultures, India is a variety of cultures. Bharatvarsha has variety of cultures. So you just cannot say those traditions are right and wrong because they have been followed over a period of years. I'm not trying to say the traditions are right and wrong. It's just how your intelligence, individual intelligence, tells you to not let your spiritual component of your life or family suffer. And then you follow everything. Okay. So then that way you are a pure pakka grihastha. 16 ana grihastha, full 24 karat full. And naturally a grihastha will be again having a larger heart and a heart to distribute mercy to all for Krishna. Let's have last two shlokas. I think small, some Mataji can quickly, and then we'll conclude the
Hare
class.
Krishna Prabhuji. Now Kishori Mataji, you can read the shloka. Sarvanan Prabhu, you can read the translation, and Krishnamurti Prabhu, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna. उद्धतस्य हि कामस्य प्रतिवादो न शक्यते अपि निर्मुक्तसङ्गस्य कामरक्तस्य किं पुनः. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Pranam.
That's a brave heart. You wanted to sing translation also, if I ask Mataji, but she has a brave heart too, because you want to read more, but you give a heart, bigger heart to others. So amazing. This is what we learned. When little also I get to read or to sing, and it satisfies me. You have won the game of material world. Haribol.
Thank you, Prabhu. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta and the Samhita. Hare Krishna, thank you. To deny an offering that has come of itself is not commendable, even for one absolutely free from all attachment, much less one addicted to sensual pleasure. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranams Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. In material life, everyone is desires of sense gratification. Therefore, a person who gets an object of sense gratification without endeavor should not refuse to accept it. Kardama Muni was not meant for sense gratification, yet he aspired to marry and prayed to the Lord for a suitable wife. This was known to Swayambhuva Manu. He indirectly convinced Kardama Muni, "You desire a suitable wife like my daughter, and she is now present before you. You should not reject the fulfillment of your prayer. You should accept my daughter." Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Very well. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Last shloka for today, only for today. 3.22.13.
Hare Krishna.
I'm very enlightened to see Prabhu's also coming forward and doing this. Very nice. All of you are wonderful devotees.
Anita Mataji, you can read the shloka. Subbarao Prabhu, you can read the translation. And Shilpa Mataji, you can read the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhuji and Mataji. Ya udyatam anadritya kinasham abhiyachate kshiyate tat yashat sphetam manaschavanyaya hataha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
One who rejects an offering that comes of its own accord, but later begs a boon from a miser, thus loses his widespread reputation, and his pride is humbled by the neglectful behavior of others. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Pranam. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The general procedure of Vedic marriage is that a father offers his daughter to a suitable boy. That is a very respectable marriage. A boy should not go to the girl's father and ask for the hand of his daughter in marriage. That is considered to be humbling one's respectable position. Swayambhuva Manu wanted to convince Kardama Muni since he knew that the sage wanted to marry a suitable girl. I am offering just such a suitable wife. Do not reject the offer, or else, because you are in need of a wife, you will have to ask for such a wife from someone else who may not behave with you so well. In that case, your position will be humbled. Another feature of this incident is that Swayambhuva Manu was the emperor, but he went to offer his qualified daughter to a poor Brahman. Kardama Muni had no worldly possessions. He was a hermit living in the forest, but he was advanced in culture. Therefore, in offering one's daughter to a person, the culture and quality are counted as prominent, not wealth or any other material consideration. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, of course, that this culture is certainly missing. Let's be very frank in today's life. So that's why we are suffering. We are all suffering. And that's why marriages in today's, like how One of our very famous devotees says, love at first sight and love at first sight and divorce at the second fight or first fight. So love at the first sight and divorce at the first fight. Why he's saying? Because that culture is missing. Nowadays, it's become culture more for shosha, attracted to more less prominent things like character, and becoming more attracted to prominence of wealth and cars at home and nice villa, nice house, getting married to somebody, your daughter to somebody who is very rich. But still they want the daughter to be treated as a queen. So you may be lucky, you may get all this, but you may not be lucky to get all that. So it's life is a big it brings a lot of dualities, and that is why we want to be in spiritual world, because it is not dual, it's just singular over there. Everything is simple. You be Krishna, boy and a girl, you be with Krishna in 5 rasas, simplify your life, just be with him for eternally, serve him. Like one devotee asked me, and just conclude here, Prabhuji, what do we do in spiritual world? I said, I also don't know, but I have understood, at least for so many years, what we must be doing. I said, you know, when you go to temple on Sundays, don't you really forget your home for at least those hours when you are in the Sunday feast or when you are in the association of devotees? And he said, yes. I said, just think, when we are in the spiritual world, we just forget all the worries because that place is without any worries. So first of all, that body itself is not there. That kapha, pitta on the body, the problems of the body, like my mother is suffering. She's suffering cancer. So all these troubles which are related to body are not there. You are completely full of strength. You don't get dirt in your eyes, nose. The filth doesn't come out from your body. I mean, it's not like how material world is. Even if, spiritually, you are also, but everything is spiritualized. You are doing daily course of life over there as well. You cook also in spiritual world and you enjoy life. So it is an eternal life, and Krishna keeps you engaged in it forever. Maybe Krishna is asking some of us to come in spiritual world, and he's asking you to, let's go and in the forest of Vrindavana, and Krishna is with you for many years. Then you enjoy, and then he goes and meets some other people, and then your group, set of yatra within the spiritual world. Everybody is into different families. Everything is same exactly what we are here, right? Vinanubandhan in past life. So we are all connected and related to each other, and in that way, in spiritual life also, we are related to some people over there, some souls over there, and we enjoy Krishna in totality. The difference is we don't have a body, we don't have sense gratification. We are purely engaged in serving Krishna. We don't have ulterior motives. Everybody is rich, nobody is poor, because nobody is worrying about wealth or keeping the wealth and sabotaging others to keep the wealth. The difference of opinion is there, spiritual world. Some people may serve Krishna from left to right circling, and you have the opinion to serve Krishna from right to left. Those difference in opinions, but Prabhupada says in spiritual world, everything coincides to one point, concurrent point at Krishna. Because people don't, and what do you mean by coinciding their opinion with Krishna? And with this point, I stop the class. Is they just don't cross the boundaries than what Krishna expects them to. They don't cross the boundaries in spiritual world. They don't cross the boundaries. So that means they don't hurt others and Krishna by keeping their self-prominence or self-ideas to a higher point. They express their opinions to the level that others, if some of them don't even accept, some of them accept, but finally it don't crosses the desire of Krishna. That's all is Krishna consciousness. You may show your own relevance in spiritual world, and even in material world it's same. People may 100 people may not understand you because the way you talk, the way you walk, people think you are not even a devotee. It's okay, so what? You are not supposed to convince that person, you are supposed to convince Krishna first. Because the devotee whom you are trying to convince may leave this life and may not be successful. Then whom are you convincing with? So you have to convince in the end Krishna. Krishna is there forever. The devotee whom you are trying to, your Bhakti Vriksha leader, or you're trying to convince him, I am good devotee, I'm good. That devotee meets with an accident, what will you do? But Krishna is there. Then you will get another. So you keep convincing and keep satisfying devotees. It will not help you. You have to first follow the rules and principles in such a soft way that you satisfy some Siddhir Haritoshna. Because devotees are not Krishna. Devotees you should satisfy to a certain extent. But they're also, like you, they have limitations to understand who you are. But Krishna is limitless. He can understand what exactly, in fact, he understands you more than others can understand. I always give an example. I can see a mole in my skin. Suppose if I have a mole, black mole, I have a black mole, black. He knows the mole inside your skin also. He knows what you are. You don't even know yourself so much as Krishna knows us. So we can, so everybody, they offer themselves to Krishna, that you alone know, my Lord, who I am. Nobody may be knowing me. And then you be natural, whatever Krishna has created you. You don't have to artificially satisfy any small living being here. Of course, your Guru Maharaj, he tells you certain things to imbibe those qualities, to continue. The seniors in the temple management, they may say, okay, you do this, you become Bhakti Vriksha leader, follow all that. But eventually, all this will not give you complete peace, because you have to do justification with your inner self. And you will be satisfied only when Krishna finally gets satisfied. But of course, Krishna gets satisfied when devotees get satisfied. So because he's very intelligent. He is not saying that don't satisfy devotees. उसको भी satisfy करना है. हमें devotees को भी respect देना है. हमें devotees को भी प्यार देना है. In fact, if you don't love devotees, you cannot love Krishna separately. So you have to have a balance. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's what I've learned from those seniors. Some of the seniors who are really, they have inspired me. See, again, you may ask me a question. Is all the seniors will satisfy you? Not. Some seniors get satisfied by some set of people, and some seniors satisfy you. In another example, not in every class will satisfy you. Some of you present here may not have agreed to what all I have said, although I have said everything what Krishna says, or I'm reading out what Bhagavatam says. But still, I'm not, able to, my frequency is not matching your frequency. I may not be able to satisfy your intelligence because I'm not so intelligent like one of you here present. It happens. So that is the time when brave heart comes. You may be very intelligent, you may play very nice kartal, but let others who cannot play. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj says, if somebody cannot play kartal, it's better to listen that kartal. Then somebody who's playing, but he's not playing, he's playing because he can play very well. That ghamand is there. That pride is, I can play. If I will play, then only devotees will get attracted. This guy plays, everybody will leave the temple. That's all not correct mentality. That's what Bhakti Siddhanta said. But of course, you have to manage. Somebody singing in the temple should sing in such a way that people do get attracted, because new devotees will not know this concept, right? That whatever anybody sings Bhakti Siddhanta, he does not know who is Bhakti Siddhanta. So you have to strike a balance. So Bhagavatam, every word strikes balance. Krishna consciousness means balance in life. You have to be time, place, circumstances, and you have to have a brave heart to love, and let you be the instrument to serve others. Let you pray Krishna, I be the instrument to serve others. I be the instrument to serve devotees so that they can serve you, Krishna. Hare Krishna. That's it. That ends purport explanation in class for today. Hare Krishna. I hope you all
Hare
agree
Krishna,
with whatever I
Prabhu.
said.
Thank you so much. Your class is always right from the heart, Prabhuji. It touches all our emotions. And it was a wonderful class. Our prayers are always there with your mother, Prabhuji.
Yes,
We are
Mother.
going
Please,
to pray
please.
for her mother. For your
Tomorrow
mother.
is a very important day for me and my mother.
Yes, Prabhuji, we shall all.
I'm helpless. I'm just following whatever this world is showing me. कोई कहता है ऐसा करो, कोई कहता है वैसा करो. I'm doing everything whatever I can do as a son.
Yes,
but nothing is in my control. Only prayers of devotees can work wonders.
Yes, Prabhu, and Krishna is always there with you. Prabhuji, do we have time for questions, if you may permit? Yeah,
I don't
only
know
if
if
you
I
have
have,
time.
if I
If you
have
have to
the,
go, is fine.
yes, no, it's okay. No, okay.
Sunita Mataji, please ask your question.
One second.
Actually, Prabhu, Hare
Yeah,
Krishna
yeah.
Prabhuji,
1 minute.
Pranam.
Sunita Mataji, Ashish Prabhu wants to say something.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
2 points, only 2 points, 2 small ones. First is like Prabhuji's mother is really in a critical condition. So tomorrow we will be meeting on Zoom at 9:15. I repeat, we will be meeting on Zoom at 9:15 to chant at least 2 rounds for Prabhuji's mother. Okay, so make it a point that we join at 9:15 live in it. Secondly, I think Prabhuji will have to rush to the hospital and he is in some other town. So I don't know whether he will be able to take up this. So I
No,
think today
9:15, I'll be in the MRI section with my mom because she's
I-
very fearful. So I have to be inside the MRI section. She has lost,
so
courage because so much tribulation she has gone through. I don't know if I'll be able to join in the hospital.
yeah, no, you may not join Prabhuji. We will join and we'll chant 2 rounds more. All of us will be there.
Yes.
Prayer anyway will go
But
to
don't trouble anybody if nobody can join. It's okay, Prabhuji. If they can individually also chant, but if they can come, you are the coordinator, you decide. But I don't want others to get troubled.
Okay. And then for the questions, if you are available now, you can take up the question.
I'm okay.
Otherwise, I think
One question I can take, or 1 or 2 questions. I mean, okay.
Okay, Mataji, let Padma Mataji ask question. Mataji.
Padma Mataji, Hare Krishna.
She may have logged off.
Hare Krishna, who did you call me?
Yes,
Mataji?
Padma Mataji, you ask a question, but be
Yeah,
very
Mataji,
quick because Prabhuji has
yeah,
to
a
go.
very, very short question, Prabhuji. In the spiritual world, the people there, do they get a spiritual body?
Good question. So I asked this question to one of my senior devotees. So Atma means self. So I want to answer in a very deeper way, but I'll try to see, because I have heard some of the classes where the devotees, they say that you get a spiritual body. But actually the fact is that you may say while explaining that you will leave this material body and you will be getting, when they say, it means the same, that Atma means self. Atma, when it comes to material world, you need a covering to interact with this material world.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like how I say, you see my body. Now, Atma is an anti-matter. If you understand this, you have understood everything in Krishna consciousness, and then you'll be more polite to others. I'm telling you frankly. Bhutah means bhoot, हम बोलते हैं bhoot pret. The bhuta preta में फर्क क्या है? They get their subtle body, they lose their material body. Now, the moment you lose a material body, what happens is matter can only touch a matter. My soul has never touched the matter because there is a covering with the subtle body. Subtle body is preventing the soul to touch the matter because soul is anti-matter. Matter has the habit to generate and regenerate because it's the energy of Krishna. So Krishna has made this energy in such a way that it will grow, dwindle. But soul is like completely fresh ever. So Krishna doesn't permit us as a soul to touch this matter. He's so great. So he gives a subtle body. You got the point? Now,
yes.
Right? But what happens is, the moment I leave this body, material body, I am a devotee. I'm not saying I am the devotee who is successful. He leaves the material body before entering above the Viraja river, entering into Goluka or whatever in the spiritual world. He leaves the subtle body, even the subtle mind. All these elements are remaining. 26 elements, they remain behind. Only the soul enters into the spiritual world, and soul in itself is complete. That is why it is said Atma, that which is sustaining in its own. You are like, so does the soul needs any other covering? Tell me, does the soul needs any other covering? It is in material world, there are coverings and coverings from ahankara, intelligence, ego, earth, water, fire, air, ether, ye sab coverings. These are all dresses, or these are the coverings. But in spiritual world, and these coverings bring duality. Then morning, evening, afternoon. But the moment you enter into spiritual world, Every other element of this material world remains. 26 elements remain here. Only the soul, which is Krishna's element, whatever you say, the godly particle, nowadays they say godly particle. That Krishna's soul goes into spiritual world where everything is spiritual. So it's like how material, if I am completely spiritualized, I don't need any covering. And say, suppose this kartal also is spiritual in the material world, and my hand also completely spiritual. Now I will hear this. See, I'm explaining me, but I'm just trying to hit the kartal. You're getting my point? So this is soul. This is soul.
Yeah.
It sounds like as if this is matter and this is matter, like this. So the two souls also touch like this. Hardness is there.
Yeah.
You don't need any separate covering in material world, a spiritual world. You are self purified. All you are Krishna's part and parcel. You don't need any covering. You are natural. That is why that covering, the moment any covering within the spiritual comes, then why thyroid aega? ऐसा कैसे possible है? Then in spiritual world, you are only pure soul of Krishna. You don't need, you are self-certain, you have intelligence. The soul is intelligent itself because Krishna is intelligent. You are calm dhenu. You have all the desire. You can fulfill all your desires as long as you don't cross Krishna. You have more powerful in spiritual world, but you are more humble servant over there. That is the exercise here. I hope you are getting my point. Wonderful question. So no covering, no spiritual, and सब कुछ ऐसा लामझाम कुछ है ही नहीं वहां. There is nothing covering to आत्मा. एक और spiritual body, वो body ही spiritual हो जाती है, उसी को हम बोलते हैं. So some of the classes they will say spiritual body means Atma in itself is a body.
Okay.
Very beautiful question. Very deeper way to understand. You don't need any separate. You don't need separate, covering over there.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful.
Spirit becomes your. If anybody doesn't agree this, please let me know. But I know.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, wonderful explanation. I think we need one full class on this subject or topic.
Yes, Prabhu. So
it is such a deep class, so we can deep topic, so we can do that also, Prabhu. One
Yeah,
day.
when you have little extra time,
Whenever you have time, Prabhu, we can do that.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. We need your
I'm
blessings
doing whatever.
for
I'm just speaking whatever Krishna is making me speak, but I know it is not my knowledge, Mataji. It is all whatever I'm saying is Krishna has made this concept. मैं तो कुछ भी नहीं. I'm just speaking what I'm able to realize. Krishna कर क्या रहा है ये? What he's doing? What is his spiritual world? I'm realizing that I'm just sharing with you. I am myself suffering. When I'm speaking, I myself will see. When it will happen in my life, when I will go to spiritual, I will see that okay, मैं यही बोल रहा था, ये सच है. बट मुझे दिल कहता है ये सच है, क्योंकि यही मैंने डिवोटीज से सुना है, यही सच है, यही भागवतम भी बोल रही है कि यू डोंट नीड एनी कवरिंग ओवर देयर. यू आर कृष्णा's पार्ट एंड पार्सल. यू हैव नथिंग, कोई उसमें पित्त नहीं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. यू आर कंप्लीटली लाइक कृष्णा सेज, अहम ब्रह्मास्मि दो आई एम वन, आई शैल बिकम मेनी. और कट 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 उतने से आत्मा निकालता है. हम ऐसे जनरेट होते हैं, और कब निकाला वो हमें पता ही नहीं. हम उसी के तो टुकड़े हैं. जब कृष्णा में कोई इम्प्योरिटी नहीं, तो हम में कहां से आ जाएगी इम्प्योरिटी? It's just temporary phase there.
Yes, Prabhuji, maybe we can discuss this more in detail in one more class.
I know.
Yes, so many questions. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Pranam.
Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo koti Vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol. Prabhuji, can I end the class?
Yes, Mataji. Please.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Prayers.
Yes,
Prabhuji.
thank you. Thank you.